Welcome everyone to oldtacosandgeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing Spirit of the North 2, which is now available for your PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and of course the PC. As always, I give you a brief overview synopsis of the game before we talk about it, so here we go. In an ancient world left in ruin, embark on a journey of an isolated fox far from home. With the help of a wise raven companion, seek out the lost legendary guardians and release them from the grasp of the dark shaman Grimnir. And that's pretty much the overview of the actual game of the plot. As stated, you do play as the fox again, but this time you're not alone. A raven does join you on your journey, and while it never speaks, the relationship feels real. Like two souls quietly helping each other out survive this broken, haunted world. There's something about that silence between these two characters here that really resonated with me because the game never tells you what's happening. It relied on the graphics, the music, and I would have to say the facial expressions and the facial emotes of these two characters to tell the story. And this, I'll have to say right off the bat, is this particular game, folks. And I'll be honest with you, it's not for everybody. If you're looking for boss fights, fast travel, and a mini map, or NPCs handling you outside quests, this might not be for you. But if you are the kind of person who can get lost in the vibe, who wants to get a game where you can just get lost and immersed in the world, who enjoys piecing together a story through mood, environment, and music, then this might be the game for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the graphics now because visually the game is pretty good. It's running on the Unreal Engine 5 and it's visually beautiful. The environments range from fog draped forests to icy mountains and glowing ruins, and each is really rendered pretty well with some high fidelity textures and almost has like this painting atmosphere. Once you start panning around, the more you explore, you can see the developers took a lot of time to bring this broken world to life. And the visuals, I'll have to say, are definitely impressive. Especially more impressive that the visuals are used as a storytelling device, guiding the player through wordless narrative beats and emotional tones. It is a good game to look at and experience and explore, but it does have its hiccups, and I had some audio bugs from time to time, some clippings when it came to the environments popping in. There are also some occasional visual glitches and lighting issues in certain places, but it's not game breaking. But at times when it does pop up, it does become a little bit of a distraction. Hopefully, those issues will get patched up down the line, probably maybe in a week or so of time this review is out. In terms of gameplay, Spirit of the North 2 really did build upon its predecessor with more of a structured puzzles and a greater variety of environments, and the introduction of a skill tree. This RPG like mechanic lets you customize your fox's spiritual powers, making exploration more rewarding and sometimes necessary for progression. The puzzles themselves are, I would say, from easy to probably a little bit challenging. Not too challenging, I'll be honest with you. It's not like on a Zelda level type of challenge or hell of even a Tomb Raider level of challenge when it comes to the puzzles. Think more of these puzzles like environmental riddles than mind benders. While the pacing is calm and by design, some players might find it that the game drags. The pacing, I will have to say, is a bit of an issue when it comes to this game, especially when you're backtracking or searching large areas for items. And at times, the world as you're exploring, it could feel empty because the fact that there isn't that much stuff to really interact with in terms of the world and NPCs. But keep in mind, this is a broken world. But I can see that some players will be turned off or write this game off just because of that notion that there's not much to really interact with. The world is broken, so you're not gonna see much to like talk to, especially when your main character is a fox and a raven. And I will have to say another strong point about this game actually is the composition because the music here in this particular game is very needed. It's very important because since there isn't really any dialogue, since the characters, the fox and raven, don't really have conversations and stuff like that, and the fact that this game is built on exploration and you really having to piece together the story and the narrative yourself, music has to play a part to give you those emotional cues and emotional peaks. And it does a good job of that when it comes to the orchestra here. And this kind of ambience type of sound that really sets the mood when you're exploring. And overall, I will have to say it is a decent, fun experience. However, despite it being polished in many areas, Spirit of the North 2 isn't without its flaws. There's technical hiccups, as I said, there's audio bugs, lighting issues, occasional visual glitches, and there's also this lingering sense that the world is empty, or too empty, I should say, and the pacing at times feels like it just drags on. This can make certain objectives feel like a fetch quest in disguise while the player is wandering large stretches without meaningful interactions. Some of the narrative beats feel underdeveloped, likely due to the game's minimalistic approach, but the non-verbal storytelling style I did like, but certain people are not going to like that ambiguity, and some might crave something more of an emotional payoff. So overall, what does this mean? I personally had a good time with Spirit of the North. If I would compare this to film, I would say this is like an art house film where some people might not enjoy it, but there might be this kind of niche cult following that will. And for that reason, as I'm going to give my final rating here, you know how we do in video games, it's either buy it now, wait for sale, or skip it. The price tag for this game is only $25, so I'm going to give it a buy it now for that niche audience. For the casual player or someone who's looking for something more with a more dialogue or things that they don't really have to interpret, I would wait for a sale. This is something I still think everyone should experience, but this game might not be for everybody. So for the first time in a long time, I'm going to give two ratings here. For the niche audience that this might be for, this is 100% a buy it now. For those who are looking for something more interactive, a little bit more what you're used to in your modern day video games, I'll say wait for a sale. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com. Did you play Spirit of the North 2? Comment below, let me know. What did you think? If you like what we do here, hopefully we earned your subscription. And if we did, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. I'll catch you all on the next review. Peace, love, and happiness to you all, my friends. Liddy day.